Hi guys, this is Rob or XGamer606 here with your second Ruby tutorial. And this tutorial will cover making a class, making a method, making an object, using a method on the object, and I guess a variety of other things. Now, to start off with class, we must type class and the class name. Now, your class name can be anything, but in this case, I'm going to call it human. Now, what a class is if you remember in our first tutorial, we used a method on the string hello world. Well, a class is where all the methods reside. One could say a human has its own way of doing things. So the class human has its own methods. Well, a bear can have a different way of doing things. So a bear would have different methods that the human would not have. So we can say, what do all humans usually have? We're going to pretend like they all have them, even though there might be some that don't. We're just going to pretend. All humans have a name. So we're going to create our own method called setName. Now, whenever you make a method, you can really call it anything. I call it SN. I could call it boogers if I wanted to. But I'm going to call it setName for clarity. Now, setName is going to have an argument called aName, and you'll know what this does later on. Now, an instance variable, which is called myName, is going to be equal to aName, and we're going to end. There's our very first method we just made. Now we're going to make another method, which is going to return the instance variable myName. Basically, it's going to get our name. Yeah. Now, in order to use a method, we must either have a string, an integer, or an object. Now, I'm going to teach you how to make an object because we used strings in our last tutorial. Objects are a very key point in Ruby coding because it offers individuality. You can have humans, which are one thing, but you have different types of, you have different humans. My name's Rob, your name might be May or John or Crystal, you know, something like that, and you all have your own individual personalities and just, you know, all that type of things. So if we're going to make our own human per se, or define it, we would start off with the human name, which in this case I'm going to call Jim. Now this can be anything. It's just the name of your object. What you want to name this individual object will go here, and then we'll equal the class that you want the object to inherit its methods from. So if you want Jim to be able to do a certain set of methods, we're gonna make it from the new. We're gonna create a new human class object called Jim. Pretty much. Hope that was good enough for you. Basically, the variable, we'll make a new variable, contains all the methods from human. I'll probably just explain that for the third time. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I'm tired. Now, we can make Jim talk. The way we're going to do this is we're going to make a new method called talk. And whenever we call talk, we want to return hello. Because that's the most complicated piece of code in the world. Haha. Now, in order to display this on the screen, we're going to print it. And we will call Jim.talk. Now, pretty much self-explanatory. We can only call the talk method from Jim just because he is a human. Pretty simple. Now, if we save this and we open, it will, you know, print hello. The reason why it prints hello is because the method talk tells the program to return string hello. Now, we can do this entirely differently. Here's our next example. We're actually going to utilize the setName and getName commands, and you'll understand why we have these. So to do that, we're going to create 3 objects. First object is going to be human1 from the human class, human2 from the human class, and human3 from the human class. Now, if you're confused right now, you shouldn't be, because these are 3 very different things. They just all have the same attributes of being human. You can use the same methods with all 3 of these objects, but they're all individual objects. You can have, say, berries. Say you have a class called berries. Well, you can have raspberries in the berries category. You can have blueberries and you can have blackberries. You know, that's pretty much it. Individuality. Now, if you would want to, I don't know, say give each of our humans a name, you would do, I'm so tired, human1 dot set name, and then we're going to call this one Ash. We're going to have human2, we're going to set her name to Misty. Oh crap, that was an accident. And then human3 is going to be Brock. Now, you're not going to understand this right now. Or you might. Depends on your programming background. What this is saying is, I want to use this object, this particular object for human1. Or I want to use this particular object for human2, human3, whatever. I want to use the method setName. Now, what setName does is it takes the argument at a name and makes it equal at my name. This will make sense because, okay, this is basically equal to a name. This replaces a name. So, to explain this as easily as possible, this equals a name. At my name, that means at my name is going to equal to Ash. So whenever we call the method getName, it's going to return Ash. And you'll see what I mean by that, because if I actually do that real quick, I will print human1.getName. You will see Ash. I hope I explained that pretty well, because you can do this not only with human1, but you can do it with human2 and human3. Now, something's going to happen here that's going to catch you off guard. You'll notice it prints all 3 of them, but they're all stuck together. And that's because the print command does it all on one line. If you want to space it out like a list, you need to do put S. What that will do is space it out, pretty much exactly what I said. So, what I want you to do is I want you to write your own version of this. Don't use human. You can make as many objects you want. You can fool around with, you know. I just want you to get the grasp the concepts of why setName works the way it does. And, you know, getName is pretty self-explanatory. But I want you to understand the real concepts. You know, that human1, human2, and human3 are all very different things, but they all have the same attributes, or foundations, if you will. And then I want you to understand that setName, in this instance right here where we use it on each of our different humans, the names right here replace a name. So whenever you click at my name is equal to a name, in this case Ash, whenever you get the name, it will return Ash. That's because my name up here is equal to Ash, assuming you fill in the blank, you know. It can also be Misty or Brock because they're all using the same set name. And then get name. If you understand this, you'll understand why get name works. And yeah, so I guess that's the end of the tutorial, guys. I hope it was a help. If it wasn't, I really am sorry. It's because I'm tired. This is the second time I made this tutorial because last time I made it, I made so many errors because I was exhausted. It's 2 in the morning, so I guess I'll see you guys on the next video. Cheers.